Okay, looks good today. I don't know how it's going to run, but it looks good. Say 3D is not great in a PTU for whatever reason. Say I do believe they have something turned off. And I could be wrong. I'll have to check the PU later and see what the difference is. Alright, let's just go out and play. I don't really care. Ooh, that loaded up fast. You know, we're just going to go bebopping around in the Gladius. I like the new HUD, so what the hell.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
We're just going to go bebopping around. Nothing spectacular here. I'm just fooling around. Every time I walk up to that particular door, I get a delay. Whoops. Almost like there's a seam there. If I was going to buy a fighter, this would be the one I'd buy. Not because it's great or OP, just because I think it looks neat. Oh, I hope I turned on voice attack. Startup. Startup. Guess what? We did not turn on voice attack, did we? No, we didn't, but we will. Hang on. We'll just have to turn it on here. Let go of my... Now it'll tell me that... Come on, load up. Start up.
Acknowledged.
Let's do this again. Sometimes I forget to do things. Okay. Start up.
Acknowledged.
How about that?
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Yeah, this HUD is so much of an improvement over what we had. Take off.
Ascending.
Launch complete.
Retracting modules. Handing you the con.
I don't know why it starts up with the quantum drive spooled.
Landing gear retracted.
Well, that's just a little weird. Okay, it does not appear we're drifting here. Why is my... It's like my dead zone needs to be adjusted a little bit there, doesn't it? Things get old. Okay, let's adjust that. Could get a guy in all kinds of trouble. Oh, that would be key bindings. Let's edge peek it out. Let's stick one. Okay. What am I looking for here? Be under controls, wouldn't it? Dead zone, not mouse. Gamepad. That says 2. 1. Dead zone be down here at the bottom, I think, if I remember correctly. X, let's be Y. Alright. Let's kick it up just a little bit. Well, I guess we better do the same to both. Let's see how that is. Still can drift a little bit that direction. I can move with that. Center our head tracking. Okay. Okay, we have no markers. Range.
Collecting data.
Up, Jump.
Quantum
Jumping.
travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Range.
Collecting data.
Anybody know which way this world spins? Can't see that one regardless. Jump.
Jumping.
Quantum travel initiated.
Jump, 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 jump. Just so pretty.
Quantum travel complete.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. Frame rate see a little jittery. Not bad, just jittery. Yeah, just smooth enough, I guess. Zoom in.
Roger that.
Okay, why aren't you zooming? Zoom out.
Affirmative.
Zoom in.
Roger that.
Huh. It's left alt mouse, isn't it? They turn it off. We have no dynamic zoom in, even on keyboard. Huh. Obviously they turned it off. Damn, that was a nice little feature. Wonder what the issue was. Was working. I must have turned it off in the patch. Son of a gun. Landing mode.
Landing gear is down and locked.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Launch complete. Landing
Why are we
complete.
sliding on the ice there? Change view.
Roger that.
Change view.
Roger that.
Takeoff.
Ascending. Retracting modules.
Why are we
Handing you the
sliding
comm.
sideways?
Landing gear retracted.
Trouble is you have no landing aid, so you really don't know what's under you. Maybe it's because we're hitting a rock. So you got to make sure you're landed. People claim small ships are hard to land, but they're not. Say they're too twitchy, who knows? Now I have no throttle engaged. I'm just flying VTOL all by itself, as you can see. Just controlling my height with my up thrust. It's automatically landing, trying to land, get some up thrust on it. And if you want to use your thrust, just space brake it, level yourself out. That's all you have to do. And now we're using our thruster. Okay, so you need to take it out on a planet like Daymar where it's really flat and level and just practice with it. Whatever your ship of choice is. Like I say, I don't own one of these and it didn't take me long to be able to get used to it, how it handles in VTOL. People are really making it harder it is. They're just not using the tools available. As you can see, I've already landed it several times without using third-person view, although I prefer to use third-person view because I like watching myself land. View 4.
Understood.
Change. Oops. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
There it goes. Once you're a little quick there. But I enjoy using landing mode. 3D view. I enjoy it. I don't care. People are calling it a cheat. But yet these are the same people who want picture in their cockpit so they can see the ground. They want wire mesh. But me using 3-person view is cheating. So, okay. Bunch of damn hypocrites. Whoa. Why is that happening? Like I say, it's a little touchy here today for whatever reason. It's not that big a deal. You can do pretty much anything you want to do. As you can see, you can slide it, space brake it to stop it, and check underneath of you. There's a rock down there we probably don't want to land on. See, you can just sweep it everywhere you want to. And yes, the smaller ships are a little bit touchier, but it's not a big deal. And it'll stop sliding as soon as you get it on the ground. If you don't have it on the ground, it's going to slide across the ground. You got to make sure you actually land it. Something you have to remember. If you're floating above the ground, it may slide on you. Make sure it's on the ground and you notice it quit moving. Just a little bit up and it'll start sliding. So you have to really learn how to handle the craft. Change view. Change view.
Roger that.
It's just not real difficult. I think it's a lot of fun. Yes, it takes a little bit more skill. And I don't even know if you really want to call it skill. It's not like you're landing in a real airplane or a real spacecraft. It's just a little more involved. How about that? Don't know that you can actually consider it a skill. But whether you land it in 3D view or you land it from the cockpit, it's really all the same. You have to learn what your ship is doing. And if you're landing it on open world like this, you really need to look to see if you have rocks underneath of you. Because if you land on one, it's liable to flip you over, crash your ship, all kinds of neat stuff. So you can be all macho dude or girl and refuse to use your 3D view, but I just think that's pretty silly of you. I don't see what difference it makes how you land, whether you use a in-cockpit picture-in-a-picture on one of the MFDs or you use a wire mesh mode or whatever you use. You know, whatever works, whatever you're comfortable with, and don't worry about what everybody else says. They want to call you a cheater, well, I'm okay with that. But yet they're the ones whining the loudest about, oh, we need landing aids. We got them. We just don't have the ones you want to use. It's that simple. And terrain following in VTOL is pretty much fun. It's a little tougher to go canyon running when you find a canyon, run down canyons, because the ships with the newer flight model are a lot driftier. You have to really use to learn your thrusters, and you also have to learn what it is capable of and how tight a turn it really can make. This little ship's not too bad. It still drifts quite a bit, but you can compensate with your lateral thrust while you're in a turn, so it'll turn pretty quick. In space, on the ground, doesn't make any difference. Probably turns a little better in atmosphere because you got some wind resistance if they actually have it in game. I don't know that they do. I mean, you can see the wind blowing dust and stuff, but that doesn't mean it actually is affecting your ship. And you can play around and kill yourself. Make no mistake about it. We have just lost our thruster for whatever reason. There's back. I wonder why it cut out. And you don't need to raise your nose. You can just get on the up thruster and do the same thing. Like I say, get used to flying it. It's different with VTOL and hover mode. Once you learn what your ship's capable of, then you don't have any trouble landing it. Like I say, you pitch the nose, it's going to start dropping. Either direction. Pitch it up, it's going to start going backwards, it's going to drop altitude, and you really can't see what you're doing, but you can do it. Just a little up thrust. Cancel out your drift. Like I say, I think it's fun. Takes a little bit of practice. Seems like every ship's a little different. This is probably one of the better performing little ships. But then it is a fighter, and it's not a personal craft. It's a designated war machine. Not made to fly around the galaxy and having a good time. Unlike a 300 series. Now, 300s are very drifty. They're very twitchy. I guess that's the word. Touchy, twitchy, I don't know. But they're, you know, people say, oh, you can hardly land them. Well, I don't have any trouble landing them. I don't know. They will get you in trouble if you don't watch them. This one will too, as you can see. I've had a couple things where I had to really get on it. But if you get yourself in a bad situation, it's up to you to get yourself out of it. Don't blame it on the airplane. Or in this case, spacecraft. Alright. Range.
Collecting data.
We are collecting data. Going around the planet. Oh, no, we didn't. Alright. Now I do not jump with cruise control on. Now we're close to the planet. We're still in VTOL, so I have to actually hold it on the marker. And being as I got no thrust going, it doesn't want to hold, but we will. Jump.
Jumping.
Quantum travel initiated. Landing gear retracted. Quantum travel complete.
Ba, ba, ba. Guns, guns, and more guns. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
MFD1.
Landing gear deployed.
Accepted.
Let's
You may
see
now
if
proceed.
our comms work here. Off the MFD. Sometimes they don't work off the MFD. I don't know why. Close.
Understood.
Please proceed to assign landing bay.
Okay, somebody just passed right by my nose there, for whatever reason. Nose passers. I wonder if space brake will still level us even though we turn the VTOL off in space. The answer to that will be no.
Landing complete. Landing complete. Launch complete.
You say so.
Have a pleasant stay.
Keep talking about it. Was I out long enough that my gamepad turned off? Yes, it did. Don't have it plugged in. I'm just using it on battery so I don't have to screw with the cord. Let's see. Exit, exit, exit. I forget in this ship where it may be. Power off. There it
Weapon
is.
systems offline.
Exit ship. Okay, there's a little run around the block and I get your Gladius. We were a block runner. Frame rates are decent. Open, open, open. I think we are streaming off the mirror. Hell, I ain't sure. I think I turned the mirror on and set the stream up that way. Alright, now we'll see the difference in a sloppy old luxury ship. Oh, it is pretty sloppy, but there's still a lot of fun. Oh, it don't make no difference. We'll just take the... who cares? Say, who cares? Excuse me.
Your ship has been delivered to the following
It's getting delivered. On 3. Yeah, see, every time there is a transition there that I notice. Now, maybe some other people don't notice it, but there is a transition there that is not very smooth. A few places like that in the game. Okay, we'll have to go over here and grab this one. Ew. Now, unless I see something to patch notes, delivery missions, card kiosk, a lot of things are not working on the outposts, so they may have fixed them on the last patch. They didn't make a patch note about it, so I'm saying no, they didn't. They might have them turned off for a reason. Startup.
Acknowledged.
They do work at places like Port Olisar, the bigger places. They just don't work at the outposts. Takeoff.
Ascending. Retracting modules. Handing you the con.
You're calling me a con. Hey, it didn't start up in quantum mode. Range. Range.
Collecting data.
Data is being collected. Damn. Seems to have turned off the interdictions too. I haven't had one happen in a while. They at least backed them way off. Jump.
Jumping.
Quantum drive activated.
Comlink was lost.
Quantum drive deactivated.
Range.
Collecting data.
Jump.
Jumping.
Drive activated.
Goodness.
Quantum drive
Cruise control.
activated.
Affirmative.
Range.
Collecting data.
Good. Cut that out. Cruise control. And we
Affirmative.
know we got to go into this crater, so range.
Collecting
Look at
data.
the HUD, so we can see what we're doing. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down. And locked.
Landing gear deployed.
View 5.
There you go.
Change view.
Roger that.
Come on. Move. They are touchy. Oh, come on. Didn't give you that much thrust. Change view.
Roger that.
Oh, I guess while we're out here, we'll go check. Exit seat. Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Might as well. We got no reason not to. I'm just screwing around anyway. Not really testing anything per se. Just making see how everything is working. So yes, I am testing, I guess. I'm just not concentrating on what they want me to concentrate on. Check and see if they got the kiosk fixed yet. I'll be surprised if they do work. Nope, as you can see, we have, it doesn't register your ship out at the outpost. Now that's an outpost thing, that's not the same. They work just fine at the space stations. Just at the outposts, they do not work. I guess they don't want people playing with trading, I don't know. They may be trying to save space to make the server run better, as far as I know, so they turned them off. Don't really know. Now, I own nothing to spawn here, so... Still cannot spawn ships, and nothing but ground vehicles. Got geysers going off. You can see them plumes of white stuff. That's actually probably water. And we could run out and look around, but I'd have to go buy me a hover bike or something to be able to spawn one. Which I could do. I mean, plenty of money on the PTU. I just wanted to play around with a hover bike. Oh, well, we could actually, do they have any on the... So actually, it doesn't look like they have any available to be able to spawn on the PU, so obviously they don't want us looking at them. We have no ground vehicles spawnable that I know of. Razor, wait a minute, what's a razor? Well, that's a racing racing ship. I don't think it's a ground thing, is it? Razor. No, I don't think so. See, I don't know what everything is. They just something. A lot of this stuff just doesn't interest me, regardless. No, we have no ground vehicles to even spawn to go play, even though we're on the PTU, as far as I know. Nothing there looks like a ground vehicle, so they don't want us playing with them. Hell, even our own ships aren't in the PTU this time. Usually we at least got our own ships. But that's not true. Guess they don't want people looking for trouble. Because if something of theirs didn't work, they sure would complain about it. It's kind of a pretty view there. What the flashing lights are for. I wonder. They're blowing dust. Take off.
Ascending. Retracting modules. Handing you the con.
My modules have been retracted.
Landing gear raised.
Off we go. I should say this ship is not as performance orientated as Gladius is. It takes longer to turn. It's a lot driftier. But like I say, it's not a military craft. It's not a, you know, so. You can tell just by looking at it, it does drift quite a bit. In fact, these little 300 series may drift as much as my Prospector. They might not be that bad, but they're pretty drifty. I don't have a problem with it, but you learn to adapt. Just moving right along. Range.
Collecting data.
And we could go get more ships and check them out, but jump.
Jumping.
Quantum drive activated.
We are activated. We have a
Quantum
contact.
drive deactivated.
Yeah, they obviously must have turned interdiction off, or it's only working on long runs. And I have no desire to go on a 30-kilometer jump. I guess I could go out to Levski and buy a. Don't know if it'd show up or not. If I bought a little Nox or something, it might. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
Landing gear deployed.
MFD1.
Accepted. You may now proceed.
Let's see, calm. There it is. Close.
Please proceed
Understood.
to assigned landing bay.
Okay, I will.
Landing complete.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Okay, it's over here, isn't it? Yep.
Weapons deactivated.
Exit seat.
Affirmative.
And there we have it. PTU's running pretty good. That's all the testing I'm doing. Like I say, I just doesn't excite me to test ships I don't have any interest in. I have tested several of them, even though I don't want them. It's just not a... You know, that's one thing they can stop. See, this machine is not running. I turned it off. Really shouldn't have its thrusters going and blasting out the... That's just a waste of resources, game resources. As far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's localized if that's doing that. I don't know. But if you turn the ship off, it really shouldn't be blowing out smoke. Or blowing out dust or thrust or whatever the hell it is. Oregon 315. Comm channel disconnected. That makes no sense because I sure as hell didn't connect it. Obviously, their face protocol doesn't interest me at all. Obviously. I really wonder why all that stuff is, like I say, just that extra graphics just aren't necessary. Guess they're going for cool looking. Alright, we're out of here. That's all we're going to do today. Or at least for now. We might do something later. Who knows? See if they get a new patch. See what happens. I might go on the PU and play around. We did get a Vorpex update. I might go on the PU and check, see what I can play with. But that'll be it.